Nothing is gonna make sense to us in history unless we realize that the ancestors were more advanced than we think. And now she's about to say that right here on the news. Listen up.
Scientific study, yet it is controversial. So explain what they discovered and why it's controversial.
Okay. So what they discovered, basically, they sent some pictures coming from a satellite from space, looking at the surface underground, the main pyramid of Giza, the pyramid of the king, the pharaoh Khufu. So with a technology that I cannot explain because I'm not specializing in this kind of technology.
So with a technology that I cannot explain because I'm not specializing in this kind of technology.
Pyramids that were built by the previous civilization and are now just being called hills. Are you ready to uncover something massive today? Here we go. We have been taught that the pyramids in Egypt were very rare.
In my opinion, we're only reverse engineering a lot of ancient technology. If they told you that it's reverse engineered ancient technology, they wouldn't be able to patent it and get a monopoly on it and get all the money from it.
Instead of you telling me, or a person telling me, that something is 475 million years old and came from some period or whatever else, so it's much easier to say that certain things are 50 million and 10 million and whatever else old. Maybe things are a lot more recent.
But when we say that these people did not have electricity, they didn't have ways to generate energy, it almost makes it impossible to come up with a way of how these pyramids were built. The key to understanding this is basically to rethink everything we think we know about our reality.
What's interesting is when you go into these pyramids or any of these sacred buildings, they all are perfectly acoustic. Let's say Giza was built 300 years ago, and let's say that one was built 200 years ago. That then changes the narrative and the timelines in which they're trying to tell us, right? Because if we found out things were more recent than they actually were, then that changes everything. Or if we found out things were older than they were, then that changes timelines too.
And there it is.
You can use copper pyramids to heal your body. You can create a copper pyramid. You can put your seeds underneath the copper pyramid, and it will help them germinate quicker, and they will also be much healthier. You can also put food under a pyramid, and it will preserve itself indefinitely. And like the buildings are like, you have like a flat surface like this, and the building is built above the surface, but it's on like an angle. Like it almost looks like, they just went up another layer. And, it really goes into wonder how many times have things been reset? Right? How many times has this occurred? What year are we in?
The more that it costs us to generate energy, inflation happens. This is a game that they've been running to siphon wealth out of the masses. We once had a paradise on Earth based upon free energy systems, clean energy systems. And they do not want us to go back to that golden era. This entire incident is an attempt of the elite to get ahead of this argument about free energy, free energy, free energy, free energy, free energy, free energy.